We of the Mystic Rose Collective are here with you to share our messages of love, peace, healing, and harmony. The message that we have today is one of heart healing, one of being able to look at the wounds that you have experienced in your life, the ruptures in relationship, and repair the pain that you have experienced and been carrying around with you. Every person who incarnates at some point will experience the pain of a harmful or hurtful experience with another. It may be the pain of betrayal, of misunderstanding, of rejection, of not living up to another's expectations. And this can come in many forms. It can come in the forms of family members, of friends, of bosses and coworkers. It may come in the form of partners, your children, anybody that you come into contact with who has a thread of connection to your heart. There can always be both harmony and disharmony. And so today, what we wish to share with you is a pathway to release yourself of the pain of disharmony in those relationships. And what that looks like is being able to have a sense of forgiveness for yourself and for that individual. And many of you, when you hear about the need for forgiveness, feel defensive, feel like not forgiving a person who has harmed you is a shield of protection. And when you ascend to higher levels of spiritual consciousness, you will learn you do not need that form of protection any longer. What you will learn is that holding on to anger, hurt, and betrayal does not harm the other person, does not protect you from the other person. It harms you. It is poison in your veins. It is a lower vibration that takes you out of alignment with your truth, with your core, with your essence, which is love. And so we are not saying that you do not have boundaries with the people who have caused you harm. But what we are saying is it is time to release the anger, the hurt, and the pain. And the first step that you need to take is to be able to see that person and that experience from a higher perspective. And that higher perspective may look like recognizing that the person who has caused you harm is a reflection of you. Because you are all one from the same source, incarnated into different physical vessels, but your souls are tied into the great collective. And so relationships occur in this realm as portals to growth, ascension, and learning. And so this person who has harmed you in some way was put in your path to help you ascend, to help you learn a lesson. Perhaps it is the lesson of standing up for yourself, of having boundaries, or maybe even the lesson is that of forgiveness. And so we encourage you to tune into your heart center and to ask, what is the lesson I am meant to learn here? What was the purpose of this relationship and this rupture that we experienced? And so we will give you a few moments to tune in to your heart, to ask for the guidance from your higher self, and we will send you the frequencies of clarity and understanding. So think of a specific relationship that has caused you pain that you want to be willing to forgive, and ask, what was the purpose of this experience? Whether or not you have an understanding in this moment, we intend with the energy that we are transmitting through these messages that you will gain the understanding in a way and in the time that is most appropriate for you. And so when you can look at the situation through a higher perspective, to see the individual through the eyes of love, to understand that they are a reflection of you, then you must be willing to let go of the pain and the hurt and the betrayal. And so that requires some more inner work. It requires talking to your system and to saying, it is safe to let this go. Although I am forgiving this person, that does not mean that I am allowing them back into my life unboundaried. It means that I have learned the lessons I need to, and that I am strong enough to carry out the parameters of the relationship that are healthiest for all. And so that may mean that the person comes in, but they only have some access to you. Or maybe it means they do not have any access to you. Or perhaps, depending on the relationship, they continue to have full access and you just no longer have this wall and barrier between you. Every forgiveness lesson will have a different outcome of what happens and how the relationship will continue once you enact forgiveness. And so you do not need to know exactly what that looks like for you today. However, we assume that many of you do know what is the most appropriate level of connection moving forward. And so we encourage you to sit there with your heart open and set the intention that it is safe to forgive. Letting this intention and these words and these frequencies penetrate your internal system, reaching the parts of you that are afraid to let go, wrapping them in the loving arms of your higher self. And we of the Mystic Rose Collective are also sending these parts of you our loving frequency, our nurturance, our message that it is safe to forgive and safe to let go. That only positive things can happen as a result of forgiving, of moving forward, of no longer carrying this baggage with you. What has not been working is carrying the baggage, because it has been keeping you in a lower frequency than what you deserve, keeping you out of alignment with your most highest and authentic self. And so we intend that the parts of you who need to receive that message and these lessons and these frequencies and these energies of love are receiving it now. And now we encourage you to imagine that the person you are hoping to forgive is standing in front of you. And you say to them, I am willing to forgive. I am willing to move forward. I am sorry for any role I played in our rupture. And I no longer wish to carry this burden of this heavy energy. And through your heart center, you send them unconditional love. And as you continue to send that person unconditional love, the cords that have bound you release or they heal, depending on what this dynamic needs. Your higher self will guide whatever needs to happen, whether or not the relationship and energetic ties are severed completely, or whether or not the cords remain but healed. And as this process comes to a close, we encourage you to wish them well on their journey. We encourage you to wish them the highest healing, the highest alignment, and the highest good for them and for all. And as we have shared this process with you, we encourage you to return to it for anyone that you may need to repeat the exercise with. Another option for you is to do this for an aspect of yourself. There may be parts of you that you have been frustrated with, that you have not accepted because of how they show up in your life. These parts may be judgmental, they may be stuck in victim or lack consciousness, they may be addicted to something. They may have repeated mistakes over and over again when parts of you know what the lesson should be, but that part is holding on to something or someone for specific reasons. And so repeating this process with yourself would be most beneficial. It is the same. Seeing your parts from a higher perspective, recognizing the lessons that they have come here to teach you and how and why they are playing out in your life, telling your system it is safe for you to forgive this aspect of yourself, and then to send it love and healing and the intention that you are willing to forgive yourself for how you have shown up. We believe that this is some of the most important work that you can do. Because you are such social creatures, and because relationships are so important in this realm, and because they have the most profound impact in the way that you develop, the way that you grow and expand, and how you show up in your life, That is the reason why doing healing work and embodying the essence of forgiveness is so important, because these relationships and these experiences that you have with others or other aspects of yourself truly influence your vibration and what you are in alignment for in your life. So if you're holding on to many grudges and nursing many wounds, then you are not allowing yourself the ability to align with a higher timeline. You are cutting off the possibilities of fully experiencing the life that you want and the life that you deserve. And so, one message that we have shared many times through many different speakers is that you do not necessarily forgive for the other person's benefit, although there is a benefit of you no longer holding on to that energy of hurt and anger and frustration. Instead, you are truly doing this for your own benefit. But at a deeper level, it is helping the other person, which also helps the collective. And so what we say to that is forgiveness is good for all of humanity. And so we encourage you to forgive, forgive, forgive. Forgive yourself, forgive others, and to allow peace to settle into your heart, and to no longer replay the harm that has caused you in your life from yourself or from others. You deserve to let go. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to align with a life beyond your wildest dreams. And we intend that this message will integrate into your mind, body, and soul. The work that you have done today will carry forward, and that you will be able to replicate it for yourself with ease. And as always, you may return to this message and to these frequencies and to this process whenever you feel called. We love you. We love you. We love you. And with that, our message is complete.